like, but then get to bed.
I honestly don't know how you put up with him.
It's not that bad.
There was a time I would have agreed with you, but I've recently had to rethink my views on our brother.
You sound serious, Balin.
Unfortunately, I am. Trian has begun to move against you. I never thought his much-proclaimed honor would allow him to actually act on his jealousy. Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you.
How do you know?
I overheard him giving orders to some of his men, and I was shocked. Then it began to make sense. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
How am I a threat to Trian?
He fears what you are becoming, in the eyes of the people and the Assembly. Trian's the named prince, but only the Assembly can proclaim a king. It would be unusual for the Assembly to ignore the king's choice, but it does happen.
The founder of House Vimo became a paragon and king in one move from the Assembly, and he was a commoner.
That was an extraordinary case, but at least a half-dozen times the Assembly named a lesser family member, or even someone from another house, as king. Usually, it's the popular younger brother of an undesirable prince.
So, Trian thinks that the Assembly would prefer me?
Look at it from his perspective. You're more personable than he's ever been. You entered the provings held in your own honor just for glory and to please the crowds. If you win glory against the Darkspawn tomorrow, it will only strengthen the case for you as the next heir. Trian fears father will replace him on the spot. If not, the Assembly will surely turn against him when father dies. You know his pride will never allow him to step aside.
What's your angle in this, brother? I love you, but I need to know.
It seems Trian has shown that brothers can't always be trusted. I am next in line. If Trian succeeds in his plot against you, how long do you think I'll live?
What should I do?
You're the elder. I'll follow your lead as always.
Golem, what do you say?
Permission to speak freely?
Of course, my friend.
Trian would make a terrible king, but no one wants to say it. He has just enough backing in the Assembly to make it ugly when your father dies, but not enough to become king. Killing him now makes your house stronger and saves a great deal of bloodshed later.
I love him, but very well, Trian dies. If it's true what Balin says, and if you feel that way, Golem, then that is what
I'm afraid I must
be.
agree with you. Tomorrow's battle is the time to do it. I'll find out the rendezvous and buy you the time to do what must be done. I'm taking your place as father's second, so I'll be at hand tomorrow. For now, try to get some sleep.
Let's go. You don't want to keep those lovely ladies waiting.
I don't know that I can get it up. I'm going to be murdering my big brother tomorrow. Oh, no, wait. No, not a problem. And they loading screened all night long. This loading screen is from one of the extra contents.
Trian and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost cavern. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramon. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stones catch you if you fall.
Come then! Glory awaits! Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balaam. Take your men and make ready. Paramount and I need to have words with your siblings.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a tide, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach it.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Idukan remains in that tide, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
To glory!
We've sent 2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared, but be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Meet the scouts, find the door, grab the shield. Got it.
Very good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Idukan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
And you, father. I'm sure I'm not the only one with assassination plans today. A noble expedition. Darkspawn-infested tunnels. A useful feature found in this game, but not its sequel, is the ability to have multiple weapon slots. This means that you can have both a bow and your usual weapons for fighting at a distance and at range. No. That was wrong. At melee and at range. Rather. Please ignore me while I go and equip my men. These are all DLC cheat items, hideously overpowered, that we will not be using. Sorry, not DLC, mod. Mod cheat items, all hideously overpowered. They were done largely for the lulz, in a very different playthrough.
Stings, doesn't it?
You can, if you'd like, select all of your party members at the same time by pressing Ctrl A if you're on a PC, or a different button set I don't actually know if you're on a different system. This allows you to give commands to everyone at the same time, although these do tend to be somewhat limited. If you have a rogue, you can sense and disarm traps before you run into them.
It's a trap.
This does not make you Admiral Akbar.
As you command.
Synchronized attack sequences tend to go much, much faster than individual attack sequences. These things we just killed are called Ginlocks. They are what happen when Darkspawn turn dwarven women into broodmothers, and proceed to sex them. They are hideous, hideous mutants. Well, both the Ginlocks themselves and the Darkspawn in general, but in this case I mean the broodmothers. They are pretty much the only thing I actively fear in this game. Please don't make me fight it! No, I'm good now. I'm good. Heads on sticks, bones on the ground, dead dwarf. We are going the right way. They have blocked off that cavern. Let's go this way. For being quite a bit underground, this is very well lit. But then it always is.
You made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any darkspawn?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
We didn't expect any activity in these tunnels at all. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight.
Weren't you at the proving yesterday?
I was, indeed. Your gift of the helm was amazingly generous. I will treasure it always. May today's battles bring us even more glory. I'll take rear guard. Shall we move?
Come along, Franklin Ivo. Man, I keep getting mucus in my throat and it makes my voice go higher. I shouldn't try to do these things when I'm not feeling well, huh? But when else am I going to do it? Wait. You don't have a bow, do you? No. You have a bow. You don't have a bow. It's a good thing I robbed Trian. Bows for everybody. Not 3 times on this.
Look there, a cunning trap.
In harder modes, you'll often be pausing to make your tactics. Speaking of the tactics screen for later on. Going over this way, you can select yourself for certain actions, which you would use for, say, giving yourself health potions or using healing spells on yourself, or doing certain bombs if you're surrounded by enemies, la-da-da. You can select allies, enemies to use certain powers, blah blah blah. Using enemy rank to do certain powers, like Sunder Armor or whatnot, is usually a much better idea than letting the game make its own choices. Telling the party tactics to assign health potions when down, though, is usually a terrible idea. It can't tell when it's actually done something, so you'll lose as many as 30 when they need to use one.
Ancestors guide my arm.
At least on a laggy game.
It has begun. No match for me.
Archery is the bomb, and let nobody tell you differently. Unless they're a grenadier and they actually have bombs. In that case, you may want to consider their opinion.
I'm going to destroy you.
And we did! We definitely destroyed him. Good job, bro.
It's a trap.
It's a trap! I'm sorry. That was rude. Basic comprehension question, children. Where do we get all of the wood for these spears and fires? Answer! The Darkspawn have underground gardens that they cart in trees from. You think I'm bullshitting you, but there are no other reasonable explanations. So, bleh, nyeh, nyeh. Because they don't have time to drag all the wood underground if they're also dragging victims and sexing and raping and eating people. There is a difference between those first two terms. Therefore, the wood has to already be underground. Especially if they only go to the surface for large raids or blights. When do they have time for woodsmanship? And to climb all the way up to light these pillars. This is a dead end. My memory is terrible. There are a number of players who hate the deep roads because everything looks the same in places, and it's easy to get lost. I don't hate it, but I will admit these are problems. Not insurmountable problems.
You're here.
Problems.
I thought the Darkspawn had got you for sure.
I'm not that easy to kill.
And I'll make sure I'm behind you if we're swarmed. We want the tunnel ahead. There are Darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful.
Have you seen the tide yet?
I haven't ventured more than 100 yards ahead, for fear of alerting other Darkspawn. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
I am Commander Iduken, Lord of the Brave, Slayer of Darkspawn. Darkspawn other dwarves fear to challenge. You already have a bow, Scout. I saw it during our conversation. So I'm not going to bother with you right now. No, actually the combat's only been so simple because this is on easy for demonstration purposes. As stated in the first video, on Nightmare, we probably would have been here for a while yet.
Take that! Look there! A cunning trap!
A good hit!
Oh, you're going to be sorry.
And he's probably very, very sorry in hell right now. Or rather in the Fade. Do Darkspawn souls go to the Fade when they die, like those of humans and elves? Or
We're
humans,
coming
at
for
least.
you!
Dwarves don't go to the Fade. Dwarves go to the Stone. Alphas are more powerful members of their species, usually far more intelligent and physically impressive.
We fight for honor!
Some alphas become emissaries who can wield magic.
We're coming for you!
Buddy, you're not a monk. Gorham, take your sword and shield out, bro. Gorham, you silly. Why would you even? Gorham, you didn't equip your sword. What? You're too weak to use your sword, bro? Your own sword? Oh man, I'm so sorry, Steve Bloom. Why did they cripple you? Here. Let's just shoot that last guy and deal with this.
Very well. It's a trap. Look there, a cunning trap.
Oh yeah. By the by, Darkspawn use traps whether there's a blight or not. This is the hold command. For when you're using an archery party, it's incredibly useful. It's also useful for when you know there are a lot of traps and you don't want to run in willy-nilly, letting your party get hit by all of them. Yes, indeed, as I say, Avatar character. Always as I say. Did you have fun last night? I know we did. Unlock the box. Pretend not to be a crotchety old man. Pretense not working very well. This is to make poisons. We don't have ingredients for poisons, so I wasn't going to show that, but then I felt compelled. These are tips. They tell you things. They are not very useful if you have played the game before, but incredibly useful on your own time if you are new to the game. Rock slide. Wait. Don't tell me I backtracked. This doesn't look quite like I backtracked. Please don't let me have backtracked. I backtracked. This is not something that should discourage you if you have a better memory than I do. It is not really that hard to navigate the dwarven tunnels. It is just time-consuming and you have to be paying attention to what you're doing. And I slip off to solipsism sometimes, remembering how good that coffee was this morning when I went to bed. When I went to bed at 5 in the morning after getting off my janitor shift. Why did I drink coffee before I went to sleep? I should have known it would wake me up at 10. And here we have some corpses.
Looks like someone beat us to the door.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
They had to have an Idukan signet ring to get in.
It could have been stolen, recently or generations back.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
Let's not do anything rash.
Understood. Let's move, men.
I am the very picture of reason. Ah, no, no. Laughing out loud, no. Ho, 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 ho. Now you can't accuse me of not doing it. No, I think I'll abandon these internet terms. I don't actually understand them all that well. How the hell does one roll on the floor laughing helicopter? What's
So glad you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I won't mutilate your body so bad your father doesn't recognize you.
The shield's a metaphor, my dear man. It's in all of us. It lives in me, and it lives in you, and
A funny nobleman. Just what the world needs. Now
Yep.
kill these idiots.
Nope.
Going.
Let's not exhaust our supplies.
There's something out there.
We're going to be attacked.
It's a trap.
No damage.
Look there, a cunning trap.
No damage.
The Paragons watch over me. Very well. Miss!
I'm sorry.
We must fight.
You'll pay for this.
Careful!
You are no match for us.
You'll pay for this.
And because the machine is lagging, some of the damage counters will not actually roll until it is too late. I apologize for that. Now then, Goran, now would be an excellent time to switch to your sword and shield, deal with the captain. You should heal, definitely scout. Frandlin, switch to your shield and bash that fellow.
Point me in the right direction.
Ancestors, preserve me!
Alright, now everyone needs to attack those two. And I need to consider giving Steve Bloom a health potion. I don't believe I will, not if there's only two of them left alive. We can take these guys.
I am armed!
Tell me what to do.
All of you get in a position where you can fire at the mercenary.
This one's mine!
Who's next?
Well, gore him if we don't stop the bleeding. Oh, you have a bastila. Well, that doesn't bode well.
They will not fail.
Really?
You're in trouble now!
Okay,
Fine things
there
you've
we
done.
go.
It shall be done.